I grew up in Palm Beach, in Boca, and I basically, ever since I was little, I was into art, into like art camps, summer camps. I was really into like design and fashion and clothing. Like I actually wanted to make my own clothes when I was little, and that's what my mom did. She studied in Europe and was all into that. So yeah, I grew up in Palm Beach, and here I am now, still in Palm Beach. My mom, yeah, she was a big influence. I always was amazed, and no matter if it was like school projects or sewing or clothes, she went to school for fashion design and can literally do anything, and is so creative. So I definitely think I got that from her. So as a firefighter, it's 24 hours on, 48 hours off, and that equates to about 9-10 days a month of working at the fire department. So all the other days I'm off. So that's when I have my free time to work and do my hobby, art. It is intense, and it is, you see sad stuff, you see traumatizing stuff, you see gory stuff, you see a lot of bodies that are unfortunately like mangled, and car accidents and injury, and it's disturbing to the mind. So when I get off work, I kind of want to do the opposite and kind of glorify and beautify the body, like add color and paint and the scenery, and kind of like hit the reset button. And so all that other stuff is out of my mind, and I kind of fill it with more mind-pleasing things. I mean, kind of like I was saying before, the way I see human bodies is a lot different than the average person, and it's usually, it's people that need help, right? So that's not in a pretty sight usually, or if it's not even just physically disturbing, it's mentally, they're sad, they're upset, or they're in pain, and so it shakes your mind a little bit and your heart. So when I get off, I use that, I kind of flip the switch, and then I create something like pleasing that's, a color and kind of uplifting, and we have fun when we do shoots. We're laughing, we're crying, we're laughing so hard. I mean, I've never had a model or photographer that we didn't have a good time. Like it's definitely the opposite of work, and then there's not everything at work is bad and disturbing, and it's also, there's a lot of rewarding things that, and happiness that when you're able to help someone, but you kind of never know what you're going to get. Every day you just show up and you don't know what's going to happen, but when I get off work, I do know what's going to happen. I get to create it, and I get to call the shots, so it's a little bit more stable. Yeah. Mentally. So I've done other art shows. I've done tons of art shows. I've done some in Las Vegas, I've done some in California, I've done some in New York, I've done some in Miami, and they're all so different. I guess it matters what the theme is or the vibe, but every artist's mind is so different from the next, so you really get to kind of express yourself, but then see how other people express themselves, and to me it's so interesting. Like it's always a surprise, and then to see how artists kind of come together and they can feel like, oh, I was feeling this in this picture, and then you're like, I actually could feel that, and it's just really neat. It doesn't matter what art show it's at, everyone's just kind of expressing some sort of feelings and kind of displaying that. It's neat. Yes. Art is a great outlet, because for me, whatever I went through in that 24 hours, like it's always the drive home where you're kind of decompressing and thinking about everything, and you can't carry that into your days off. You have a family to support, or you have your own life. So one way for me to let go of that, that keep it at the workplace, is to do something I love, that I gain like happiness from, and my creative mind starts going. I'm like a go type of person. I never really slow down, except when I'm sleeping. So I can't help it. So when I get off work, my mind is still going, and I just kind of transform it into like an artistic way and create, and that's how I release, and that's how I let go of what might have been stuck in my head, and it's a great outlet for me. And I know not everybody has that, but I'm thankful that I do, because it would be a lot on me if you don't have some sort of outlet. Like the job is hard mentally and physically and emotionally. So yes, art is a great balance for me. I mean, every first responder, all of our experiences are intense, but they're also different. Like what, Joe might have experienced that shift. You can listen to his story, but you can't feel it, like he felt it. And everybody has their own experience. So if you're an artist and you're also a first responder, it's a great way to express it. And then to see other first responders, if they're artists as well, it's kind of neat to relate to them, and it'd be cool to kind of get together and do like one big piece together, and so you all can relate but also express. And I guess that's the only way you can really convey that feeling or emotion. Okay, so this piece was called Beautiful Disaster because it's in a run-down building that's about to get demolished, and she's on the toilet, but she's also beautifully painted, kind of fancy with her glass of wine. So this one was called Beautiful Disaster, which I feel like some people feel like that in their everyday life. Like you might look pretty on the outside, but inside you feel like you are like falling apart in a disaster. So that was relatable. This one was like during a storm, and again, she's like acting like it doesn't bother her, and the bucket says, let's do it. Like no matter what storm you're going through in life, like it doesn't matter, like let's just do it, keep moving forward. This was in Wynwood on the railroad tracks, and it's called Hot Wire. They had wire wrapped all around them, their feet, everything, and it's definitely hot and sexy, and it was just that night on the railroad tracks. So yeah, these are these three pieces.